Baturdays. Baturdays. Omnidog is the minister of comics. Talk forever, get right your ergonomics. Taking questions from the chat. With a name like that, you think they talk more about the fact. Baturdays. 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 In the BatCave.
Good evening and welcome to Baturdays in the BatCave. I'm Omnidog from Omnidog's Vault, joined as always by the Minister of Comics. How are you doing, Minister of Comics?
I'm doing good, drinking some Wild Cherry Pepsi out of my favorite Arrested Development glass.
Wait, what's it say? I'm afraid I just don't. I'm afraid I just blew myself. I love that show. He is so great in that show.
I think he's my number one favorite, and then Job is a close second. Buster is probably third.
Who's third?
Buster.
Oh, Buster. Yeah.
I think those two are just those three are definitely the high watermark of the show.
I have trouble picking a favorite because I love it, including Jessica Walter. I just love everybody.
Well, here's how you know, I think, which one's your favorite. Did you ever watch season 4 or season 5?
On Netflix?
Yeah.
No.
Just to skip them. But season 4, well, season 4 was a mess because they shot them like separately. Like they all weren't able to beat at the same time due to contract stuff, due to other work. And
That's
so there
what
were
I heard.
episodes that were focused on particular characters. Now they end up editing it to put them together later, like after people complained for a long time. But like the best episodes were the Tobias episode, the Job episode, and the Buster episode. And the other ones were just kind of bland because a lot of them like sorry.
Are you a professional or not? Come on.
Sorry about that.
Gonna
But there's characters like, Jason Bateman, who's a straight man, and he's funny. He's funny because he's reacting to everybody else.
Right.
And so when everybody else isn't there, he's not funny. If that makes sense.
Oh.
So you kind of need to have the straight man with the crazy people.
Yeah.
What happens in
season 5?
I didn't even watch it because I was like, I just don't really want to ruin this tradition anymore.
I thought they put everybody back together for season 5, but
I heard it wasn't very good though, so I didn't want to put my investment in it.
Well, I'll just stick with my 3 beloved seasons then.
Okay. Yeah, just do that because the first 3 are perfect. So just enjoy those 3. But there are some funny episodes in the 4th season though. I will say that, but for the most part, it's not very great.
Can I watch them all mixed together? You said they edited them all together. Is that available?
I'm not sure how. I think Netflix changed it all, that they edited them all together. So I don't even know how they arranged the episodes because I never went back to it.
Okay.
So I'm not really. You have to do some research into it.
Okay.
I'm not sure how they have it arranged on Netflix at the moment.
Okay. Yeah. It's hard to argue with dozens. There are dozens of us never nudes. I mean, that is. And then he wants to be part of the Blue Man group, and he paints himself blue.
And he gets hit by a car
all over the house.
And he gets hit by a car. Unfortunately, it was dusk, so he couldn't be seen.
It took me a long time till I finally realized it was narrated by Ron Howard, one of the creators or creative forces behind it, and then I figured out why he was such a good narrator. But
I feel like I wish I had my life narrated by him, like where he's like, when someone's like, "Oh, this is a good idea," it wasn't.
I've made a huge mistake. I love it when they all say that.
What's Henry Winkler's character name? He's their lawyer. I think he's hilarious.
I just read about that. I read an article in the paper today about his character on Barry.
Barry is a fantastic show that you would love. My wife loves it too. We both love that show.
Peace and love. I'm accepting no more TV and movie recommendations. That is it. I have my list.
That's a great.
Cannot make it. Barry's probably already on it.
Barry's it's like one of the best shows I've seen in the past 5 years. For sure. Henry Winkler finally got his Emmy for. I can't believe he never won an Emmy before this show because he's a fantastic comedic actor.
He really is. Rick Nelson sent me an Onion article that I'm now taking for true to be the truth. And it is, man accepts no more TV and movie recommendations from friends and family. It's an Onion article, but I'm like, I got to do that. I can't take any more recommendations. I have a list that's like 50 movies and TV shows long. Peace and love, peace and love. No more recommendations. Accepted. Peace and love, peace and love. After June 11th, 8:09 p.m., everything else will be tossed. Peace and love, peace and love. And here we have, actually, I'm not done talking about Arrested Development. If there's that, I like Portia de Rossi, but my favorite episode is when she and Job are imitating the chickens that they made fun of in Mexico.
None of them. None of them. Then their dad's like,
Now George Sr., while he is a great actor, isn't his brother Oscar. I find them to be like the least funny, although I know why they're there. You know, there's always money in the banana stand, and I know why he's there, and he's a good straight man, but I wouldn't watch a whole episode dedicated to just him.
Did you like him better on Larry Sanders' show?
Oh my God, he was so great in Larry Sanders.
Self-hating co-host.
Oh, they had so many good guests on that show that just acted exactly properly.
It's too bad you can't add the Zen Master Gary Shandling documentary to your list of things to watch. You would love that and the George Carlin documentaries, both fantastic by Judd Apatow. Great director, great documentaries.
Yeah, it's too bad because I'm not accepting anymore. And we have Cycle Cleveland yelling all his favorite things at us in his top 10. And I don't know any of them except for Deadly Class.
I can't tell if he's making up most of these or not.
No, Azador is manga. Crazy Food Truck has to be manga. Blood of the Virgin, don't know.
He's probably going to like the Winnie the Pooh horror movie.
Blubber by one of the Hernandez brothers, don't know it. Goiter, don't know. Werewolf Jones and Sons. Are you even reading? What are you reading, Psycho? We don't know any.
Goiter just always makes me, every time I hear that word, I think of the Seinfeld episode where they like try to work with elderly people and Elaine's woman has a big goiter on her neck.
That might be the first place I ever even learned of goiters was on Seinfeld. Kung Fu Comics starring Dynamite Diva. Cycle, what are you doing with your life there in Cleveland? I think you've cycled your brains out. I'm hoping tangents go till 9:30 and the show ends by 11. Peace and love, but the show ends at 9:30. The Minister of Comics has a family, and that's the way it goes. So get your questions in quickly because the minister's leaving in like soon.
An hour and 18 minutes.
Yeah, right. Hey, Kenny, there's Warren Weaver, my polar opposite, my Earth 2 contemporary. He likes what I don't and doesn't like what I like, but there's room for all of us.
It's like the Bizarro Jerry episode.
Yeah. Exactly. If you want authentic and genuine comic book club, this is the place to be. But now, peace and love, super laugh hard. Only 3 likes thus far. Inconceivable. Making fun of Wallace Shawn's weird lisp. Sorry. Peace and love to all of those of you out there who speak like Wallace Shawn. I'm sure I insulted somebody. And then the new channel, The Guzz Buzz. Can't believe we're at the halfway point of the year already. And Guzz has his own YouTube channel now. Guzz, have you released that video you sent to me? Because it was quite good. And I don't have enough light on me. I'm
surprised you watched somebody else's video, Jess.
Well, he sent it to me and asked for my opinion. So
okay. So everybody, Jess wants you to send your videos.
Shut up, get out of here. No, okay, Minister's not here anymore. He's been canned.
Jess is gonna put up his email.
Don't you dare do that. I will not watch any more videos. Peace and love. The Guzz Buzz. Okay, they're only talking away. Okay, they're talking to themselves. Artists formerly known as.
Do you know what I'm not excited? You know what I'm not going to read though? There's a new DC Crisis book called Dark Crisis that just started. I'm done with crises, dude. I don't know if I can do any more crises. After was it Death Metal? No more crises. No more.
And it's taken us so long to get to Death Metal. I don't know that I'm any closer to it than I was 6 months ago.
I need to read it. I don't know what my I need to finish Justice League first. I don't know what my problem is.
That's the issue, is that I have to finish Justice League.
I would have read it like a year ago, whenever it came out. I would have read it immediately if it wasn't for Justice League by Snyder, because I don't know why there's like a barrier in my way.
Yeah.
For some reason, I'm always like, I need to read that. Oh, but look at this shiny thing over here that I gotta read.
I feel better that you feel that way, because I feel the same, that I know it's supposed to be actually good. Death Metal is. I've heard quite a few good things about it, but I heard them last year, and even if we do a review of it, people are like, "Oh, Dark Crisis, man, you guys are like a year behind." And so I don't even know. Maybe somebody will ask us for the reading order or something. But
I think we're both like at the point of our collecting with room wise and reading wise, where we can't just invest in every single event that comes out. We have to really focus in on things we're going to keep, things that we're really going to like. So we can't just invest in every crisis that comes up, because it happens every year.
Yeah. Joe Cool is in the chat. Everybody's saying hi to him. Hi. This is a good question. Do Americans deep fry any odd foods and batter? In Scotland, we've been known to deep fry pizza and Mars bars, though usually not at the same time. there's a local famous chef that's from Ireland, and he had a fish and chips place in Alexandria. He's now moved on to opening a different restaurant that's local. But I had my first fried Mars bar there, because he just served fish and chips and fried Mars Snickers and I don't know, something else. But the fried Mars bars, I will say, was good. It was fine, but it's not something I crave like I crave fish food ice cream by Ben & Jerry's. So I know that on the unbroadcasted Zoom call, Jess is yelling at StreamYard right now. Not true. I don't have a problem. Well, I do have a problem with technical problems.
We were both late today.
Yeah, we were both just late. We were late because he has a family, and I had a dog that was outside, and I couldn't get her to come in. Let's see. No, that's the last thing that I took as a recommendation.
Haven't you already seen some of it?
I never finished season 3, and now Kristen has internet bullied me into watching season 4. Season
4 is a big commitment. Every episode's really long.
Yeah.
So I need to get to that.
Okay, wait. Okay, thank you. I am way behind.
I may as well wait until July, because part 2 of season 4 doesn't come out till July, so I might as well wait.
Well, I actually am getting another Omnidog season of the Omnidog, or week of Omnidog, or whatever, in July, where I have a week to myself, and I will make my consistent promise that I'll watch the Snyder cut of Justice League, and it will not be watched again.
Somehow, with each week of Omnidog, you still don't get the things done that you want to get done. It's always I did nothing.
No, I did nothing. I just sat around. Yeah.
Well, that's when your stupid abdomen decides to be a jerk. Whenever your wife leaves town.
Well, true, and this will be the first time she's left where my pain is under control. So,
yeah.
I've been waking up early. I have been having to lie down like for an hour at 1 just to recharge, but I've been feeling consistently good ever since the withdrawal passed and the meds got dumped in my pain pump. Yeah. So this will be the first time she leaves that I'm actually feeling good. That was a good point. I have felt awful whenever she's left.
Right.
Kenny, yes, my Saturday is going well. How was your Saturday, Taylor?
It's been pretty busy, but good.
Pretty busy, but good. It's good to be busy.
That's true.
There's Hayden. How's it going, beautiful people? And here's Aiku. Okay, well, don't watch then. Aiku has been good at walking me through the part where Kelly and I are stuck in Horizon Zero Dawn Forbidden West. She is coming over tomorrow for us to pick it back up after about a 2-week layoff. So we will be using his tips to help. Let's see. So professional, good day. Okay, they're talking to each other.
I did get a new figure at Target this week, Jess.
Oh, let's see. I will highlight you.
You won't be too interested, but I think you'll like it. You'll admit that it looks cool, but you won't want it. I'll put it that way.
Okay, that's fair. If you like it, I think it's good.
All right, so this is one of Tyler's favorite Black Series figures.
Oh,
I had a gift card at Target. This is from the Knights of the Old Republic old video game, Darth Revan.
Oh.
Look how...
Whoop. I removed you. I meant to highlight you.
Look at this cape.
First technical knockout. Darth Revan. I played that game.
Yeah,
no, wait.
Super cool figure. Really
yeah, he has 2 lightsabers.
Awesome. I love this figure. Great figure. Great video game as well.
I played that, I feel like, back when it came out, when I actually wasn't also far behind on my video games. Hawkeye says, hey, everyone, I get to do all my marking for school while listening to you guys. Do you go around and mark your territory, or what kind of marking are you doing there? Oh, I must be behind. Man, they haven't said hi to us yet. Notice us, Senpai. I notice you, Top Colt 45. Yes, this is way back when we were talking about Arrested Development.
It's probably 805, probably.
Yep, it was super funny. Bob Blah Blah.
That's from Arrested Development, where
that was his.
Scott Baio was the lawyer. Bob Blah Blah.
Scott Baio. I forgot about that.
I can't remember. I can't believe I pulled that name out of my head. Scott
Baio.
I haven't thought about Scott Baio since I watched that episode.
Here is the only thing I know about Scott Baio from listening to the Howard Stern show. He got kicked out of the Playboy Mansion for sleeping with every single Playmate of the month in a certain year. And Hugh Hefner apparently had enough, and he said Scott Baio is banned from the Playboy Mansion. I have to say, well done, Scott Baio. Nice to get booted from the Playboy Mansion from that. That would be yeah. I'm warning you with peace and love. That's right. No more suggestions. Okay, okay. Call me Colt 45 is just going off crazy. I think Severance is already on the list.
I do need to watch that. There's a lot of I think our Apple Plus subscription ends in September because every time you buy a new Apple product, you get for a year for free. And
right.
So I need to finish Severance. I need to finish two other shows too before that ends in September. So I got to get watching on Apple Plus.
Patty, I think Patty and I have a hard target of finishing up Schitt's Creek in the next couple of weeks, so we can watch Ted Lasso. That's what she really wants to watch on Apple TV.
I feel you guys have been watching that show for like 2 years.
Well, I think we've been watching it at least a year, but I'm now feeling well enough that I can binge shows. So, I mean, I binged Night Skies in 2 days, so I can watch a bunch of episodes of Schitt's Creek. Baturdays, the one day of the week, misspelled, where Jess has a good tailor. I don't know why I highlighted that. That was really weak. Sorry, weak. Yeah. Aku, Dark Crisis was really good. Peace and love. We're not reading it. If Crisis is on the name of the cover, it will be tossed. That's right.
I'm not saying it's not going to be good. I just don't think I can invest anymore in these crises. I have to be more selective, especially about DC, because my DC shelf is full, and I have an overflow shelf over here for DC. And once that's it, that's it. I can't do it unless I move to a different house at some point. And who knows what space I'll have? I don't know.
And I've completely reorganized and refilled my shelves, and I still have a book stack of shame that is as tall as I am outside here. I had 2 stacks of shame of books, and I filed those with peace and love, but there's still a bunch of Omnis at the bottom of it that I need to get to. Have you read Upgrade Soul? Yes, I have. The hardback is beautiful, and my copy arrived today. I have read Upgrade Soul, and it's amazing. And at fairs, yes, the state fairs are famous for frying anything. There's fried milk at the Texas State Fair or something, fried butter. If it's edible, they will deep fry it. Fried ice cream is like so late 70s. So this week on Baturdays in the BatCave event, oh boy, these are awful. Why am I highlighting these? Here's somebody. Good morning, Nay, from Melbourne, Australia. Melbourne, Australia. Whoop. And now I flip to the, whoa, I'm way behind. Where's that Melbourne one? Psycho Cleveland is just yelling. Guzzbuzz, they're all talking. It's not bullying. You forgot that Kristen is always right. It's still internet bullying if she's bullying me. I'm going to call it for what it is. I'm getting internet bullied by Lou to watch Morbius, and I'm just pushing that off and pushing that off.
Does he really think it's good?
No, he hates it, but
okay.
but we made a pact. We were going to review it together, and I was going to say Welshing on my pact, but we may have some Welshmen in the chat. So,
isn't it Welching?
Well, people say Welching, but it's really Welshing. It's racist. It's from Welshman. It's Welshing on a bet, but we've changed it to Welching. So yeah, Welching. There, I didn't offend any Welshmen. Sorry to everybody from Wales. Yeah, I know this is about Stranger Things. That's why I need to see it, but I need to see Obi-Wan too before that gets spoiled. It's already been hinted at some stuff, and I'm like, if Cycle has a wife, there's hope for us all. Cycle has a wife and actual real job that is quite good. 52 watching. Get those likes up, cobbers. That's Australian for guys or people, I learned. Okay, call me top 45 likes that figure that you just showed. That Black Series Darth Raven looks so good, and that must be Knights of the Old Republic. Well, you guys are talking to each other. That's why I'm skipping it. It's like, hey, laugh out loud. How are you doing? Oh, it's super cool. How are you? And I'm not going to highlight those because you're just talking to yourself. Yeah, hopefully you progress tomorrow then. This is about, okay, here's True Graphic Novel Fan speaking to us instead of other people in the chat. Evening, Jazz Taylor. Hey, how are you? We're good. I don't understand that comment, so I'm going to skip it. Oh, good. Paranormal engineering and such. Night Skies was so good. Great suggestion, Jess. Thumbs up. Okay. Well, that's fine. Thank you, James Abel, who is I believe I gave you the power to mod in the chat. If you've been told that you've been empowered to be a mod in the chat and you don't have the powers, I can give it to you tonight. Barry, yeah. Ted Lasso, yeah. I'm drunk and just deleted a comment that I thought was hilarious, but too risky. Okay. Kenny read DC Dark Crisis 150, some good, some bad. Overall, decent start to the event. But yes, done with crises after seeing CW's Crisis event. Oh, dear. Aku, I just skipped to the end. I'll go back. I have not read it. Taylor has read it. Some of it on Hoopla, right?
I read like the first 3 or 4 trades. It's really a ton of fun. Great Chris Somney art. I ordered the hardcover. It should be on its way sometime soon. I ordered that and what was the other book? Murder Falcon Deluxe.
Oh, nice. Speaking of ordering books, use my code Omnidog at Organic Price Books. Oh, it's right there. Organic Price Books. And then you can use the code Omnidog Ship It Together to get 5% off shipping 3 or more books together. So go to Organic Price Books, where if I had ordered Firepower, it'd be in my hands already. Instead, I ordered it from DCBS last year. So I'm probably going to get it at the end of this month, which means I'll be reading it sometime in July. Yes.
It's a very quick read, too. So
Okay.
it won't take you very long.
Crippling Depression, whose name I feel so bad for, had some Primanti brothers tonight.
Awesome.
Nice.
Hey,
guys, what are you reading right now? I just finished, it was a Taylor recommendation, King of Spies on Hoopla by Mark Miller. And I highly enjoyed it. I already rated it on Goodreads. I got right on that. I dug that book. It was totally fun.
Great art by Matteo Scalera, who did Black Science.
Really
I would say
good.
it's almost like a more lighthearted, I don't want to lighthearted, but a more lighthearted version of 303 by Garth Ennis, where it's like a really impressive soldier goes on a mission.
Oh, right.
To take down some people. I don't want to say anything else.
It's super bloody and really graphic and just a ton of fun. I highly recommend King of Spies. That's
and I
what
just finished
read.
all of Dr. Aphra because I refused to buy that omnibus because they screwed me over. So I have the hardcover and then I have the rest of the trades by Cy Spurrier. I think there's only one trade that I thought this trade was okay. It wasn't great, and the rest were fantastic. I really enjoyed the rest of the series. I love Dr. Aphra. She better be in a live action show at some point because she needs to be.
I think that's almost going to be a given. She's such a great character.
000 and BT have to be in live action. Just hearing and having Anthony Daniels voice him would be great. Get him before he stops doing that kind of stuff.
Have him voice the murder bots, droids.
Well, for 000, because I'm assuming that that's the same voice for all those models. Well, that's not true. I guess in Phantom Menace there was a similar model that had a different voice, but still, it'd be even funnier if it was Anthony Daniels' voice doing 000. We're so used to C-3PO being lame and annoying.
Yeah,
it'd be cool to have him sound like murderous and crazy.
Hello from Malaysia. Another Malaysian viewer, Pekan Manga. Manga? That's your last name? That's cool. Hello to you. Pecan Manga? I like that name. That's going to be my new name when I start a radio show. Babylon Shadows, who just read Murder Falcon, and it was everything to him, which it should be. Good on you.
There might be a book on my stack of favorite reads so far by Daniel Warren Johnson, so we'll see.
Nice. It's so good.
I blind bought Murder Falcon, but it seems like a safe bet because I love all of his stuff.
It's such a safe bet. That's the one that we all loved. All the Omnibros loved it.
He has a new book coming out. I forget the name. It's a crazy name again, but it looks awesome. Whatever it is, I'm going to buy it by him.
Yeah, I think he's become one of those authors that we can just pick the book up and know
it's
really
rare
good.
to find a creator who's a great writer and artist at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's even more impressive to me that he's able to do such excellent work on both sides of the table.
Well said. Chicano Heat, how's it going, buddy? True Graphic Novels is butchering the English language. Has either of you two gentlemen read Batman Reptilian yet? It's on order from a reputable place, and I should be getting it soon. rather than the disreputable place that I made all my orders from last year.
Yeah, that's a book I'll read on Hoopla, because again, I'm trying to be careful of what I buy right now. I'm trying to read things first because I saw the art, and the art really reminds me of Arkham Asylum by Morrison and Dave McKean. And I really like Liam Sharp typically, but his art doesn't even look like him in this one. It looks like he's going for a different style. I'm just not sure I love it, so I want to read it on Hoopla before I invest in the hardcover. Well, the standard size hardcover.
Right. Okay.
And Garth Ennis, I typically like most of what he does, but there are sometimes he is a miss for me, so I want to make sure I like it first.
Well, he only missed for me, I think, in Dastardly and Muttley. Is there another one we didn't like?
There's just sometimes I think where he goes overboard with some things for me. Like his humor can be a little bit too gross for me, or the spiritual stuff can be a little bit too intense for me. So I sometimes I like to make sure I'm going to like it. If it's a Garth Ennis war comic, I'm definitely going to buy it because he always does that really well. But if it's like comedic or if it's something a little bit different, I want to try it out first before I buy it. Oh,
and Call Me Top Colt 45 says Reptilian is jokey Ennis. Just an FYI.
Interesting.
Reptilian was so weird, and that's from someone whose fave Batman comic is A Serious House on Serious Earth.
Yeah, I think Garth Ennis doing Batman is interesting. He's more the kind of guy who really likes doing like war stuff, or he doesn't really like superheroes that much. Hitman was his version of a superhero, I guess, in the DC universe. So
yeah, Hitman was great. I loved Hitman.
Well, I guess Reptilian was originally written for Steve Dillon, but obviously he passed away several years ago. I can't think the art looks so much different than what Steve Dillon would have done, though, because they're totally different artists.
Yeah. Here's something that I'm going to let you answer, although we both can answer it. It's from Thiago Thidpud. I'm on a Brubaker Phillips kick and I want more. Do you guys have any recommendations? I already read New Burn, really, really good by JB, and got Good Asian next.
Yeah, Good Asian was a good. I read the first trade. That was really good so far.
Wait, who's that by? Isn't that by Pornsak Pachote?
Yeah. I think he was the same. Maybe he's on a crime kick.
Okay.
Well, speaking of Jacob Phillips, that Texas Blood is fantastic. And I've read them all on Hoopla, and I'm waiting for there to be a hardcover. I'm really hoping there's going to be a hardcover. I asked him on Instagram one time, and he said they hope to do one. He would like to do one, but he didn't say I'm going to do one.
This is Jacob Phillips?
Yeah, Jacob Phillips. So I'm hoping that they do that. I would love to read that in that deluxe format. It's awesome.
Okay. Kenny says, I thought the mini run on Superman Gail Simone run with John Byrne coming back to do art in the mid-2000s is really good. Shame she did not write a longer run on Superman. I just saw an image book that she wrote on Hoopla. I don't have my iPad with me, but I was scrolling through the image books on Hoopla, and Gail Simone had something that looked really interesting and dark. So I thought it was worth my checking out.
A crime comic I do want to read, I haven't read yet, is Incognito. Have you read that?
I have it, but I haven't read it. But I want to read that too.
It's a Berger book, so that should be pretty good. Karen Berger over at Dark Horse.
Yeah.
So I'm interested. It sounds like a really good book. I just haven't picked it up yet.
And let's see. John Mooney asks you, Taylor.
Oh gosh.
All-time favorite novel.
Well, graphic novels, like that term's so nebulous because what is it?
Okay,
people use it for so many different ways.
What's your all-time favorite book? Collected edition.
Favorite collected edition.
Yeah, I'm putting you on the spot because I couldn't answer. Well, except that I'd say.
Oh my gosh, I would probably. I love my DC Absolutes that I have. I really love that World's Greatest Superheroes. By Paul Dini and Alex Ross. I love how it's like extra wide too. It's very different than even regular Absolutes because it's not just tall; it's tall and wide. I don't even know if it's available anymore. It's probably not, but I think that's like the perfect introduction for someone to get into the DC universe because they literally have bios for everybody, and it's like introductory stories to these people by one of the greatest writers of all time, Paul Dini, one of the greatest artists of all time, Alex Ross.
Boom!
So I'll pick that one.
Good. Very nice. Mr. Awesome, a fellow Pittsburgher. It's a shame Greg Pak didn't have a longer run on Superman. Have either of you two heard of a graphic novel called Lore Olympus? It's by Rachel Smythe and was originally a webtoon.
Sounds like a Kristen.
I was just gonna say anything that
Just
was
the
a
word webtoon. Yeah.
Yeah. And became a graphic novel. That's Kristen's department. I will read it if she says I should. But that's Kristen's department.
That's for sure.
I will answer this question. Have either of you guys read Curse Words? Have you read it?
I haven't, no.
Charles Soule. We got an Omni coming out next week, and I want to see if I should pick it up. You should ask somebody else besides me. I don't particularly care for Charles Soule's independent work. I didn't like Letter 44, and I didn't like Curse Words. There are people that love Letter 44, and there are people out there that love Curse Words. I just am not one of them. So you may want to ask Omar on his channel VG Plus Condition or some other YouTuber. Ask BJ Kicks. Omar doesn't need the views. Ask BJ Kicks. He needs some views. He's a good guy. Omar's not a good guy. He's drunk right now, as a matter of fact. He wanted to do a show, and I'm like, I can't. I have Baturdays. And he told me earlier in the week that his daughter's driving him crazy because she goes around singing the theme song to Baturdays. What a great thing to happen to me. Omar's daughter is singing.
But the best part of that is it means that Omar watches our show, even though he probably pretends that he doesn't. That's what that comment means, Jess.
Or maybe, and that's where he gets some of his ideas, because he always steals our ideas.
I'm going to let the evidence speak for itself and not say anything else.
Jess, would you do a show on what you have on pre-order? Yeah, I can open up my DCBS list and show you what's still out there. Love to see it. Flesh hasn't been here in a while.
Yeah, good to see you.
I'd be happy to do that and share my screen and say what's still out there. I still have a lot of books out there. I pre-ordered Catwoman of East End from Organic Price Books. That's been shipped. So yeah, I mean, I could do an impromptu live show because those books aren't coming in for months. I still have several orders that I placed months and months ago. So that's something I could do this week, like on a Tuesday at 7 or something. Or wait, Paranormal, where are you? Well, if you're watching at 8, you must be awake at 7, unless you're from Antarctica or something. Peace and love to all our Antarctic viewers.
Isn't it funny the things that people want to watch us do? Like, really? You want to watch that? You want to watch Jess scroll through his pre-orders? It's just funny the things that people want to watch.
If I have one viewer and it's just paranormal engineering, that's fine. I do that. Unslabbed and misleadingly graded condition. Jess, do you think Judge Dredd will work well as a TV show? There are some excellent stories to adapt from 2000 AD. I don't. It'd have to have a huge budget for a TV show, I think. I loved the Carl Urban movie.
He has to be Judge Dredd again. Like, he's just the actor who he's obviously a fanboy because he's done so many projects like Lord of the Rings, The Boys, Dredd. He's done so many different comic book stuff.
Star Trek.
Yeah, Star Trek, his Bones. I just feel like he's somebody who obviously loves this stuff. Otherwise, he wouldn't keep doing it.
Yeah.
And I think he was his face, like all you saw was this.
Yeah.
You feel like the tip of his nose. Like his scowl was just perfect. Judgment. that movie's awesome.
I could see that again. It was so fun. Pre-order reveal plus just does the Peacemaker dance intro. Peace and love. I haven't seen that yet, but it is on the list. It made it before the cutoff.
The theme for the show, like the intro, is them like dancing to a song.
Oh, like, and it has a live eagle.
The opening credits.
Oh, okay.
That's his pet eagle, Eagly.
Eagly. How about also doing a video going over what other toys you have pre-ordered? Now that actually is a good idea to introduce Jester's Toy Box, the channel that is going to be within my channel. Maybe I should do that this week. A toy pre-order channel.
Did you pre-order that Grifter McFarlane figure? That should be coming soon, shouldn't it?
I think it's out in stores.
I pre-ordered off Amazon. I don't think it's arrived yet. It hasn't arrived yet. I know that.
I've seen on Action Figure Junkies, there's a guy, I can't think of his name, but he's always very smiley. I think his name's Tmnt. He has a channel, and he held up the Grifter, and I was like, oh my gosh, a Grifter figure.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
I pre-ordered it. It doesn't come with guns, of course, because Stupid McFarlane's he has a gun pack, but he's not doing guns with it. So I have some guns in these bags. I'm gonna put with
nice.
So I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
We need more Authority figures. I'm hoping Grifter is a precursor to something like Midnighter and Apollo and the others. I would love a whole shelf of just the Authority because they're my favorite team.
And I'd love a really good face sculpt on a Jenny Sparks.
Right.
And I have little cigarettes that I can give her that I got from a place on eBay because of Tyler. So I could give her a cigarette because if DC's not giving them guns, no way are they going to give them cigarettes.
McFarlane did that gun pack though, so they're still doing guns. They're just not doing it with the figures. It just seems stupid.
I have Red Hood with 2 guns that came with him.
Me too. And I have a bunch. I have the Grim Knight has all he has is guns on him.
Right, he's got like 15 guns strapped to him. Matt, I have it on the way. Catwoman by Darwin Cook and Brubaker. It's on the way. I got a shipping. I got a shipping notice.
I'm sticking with those thick trades because I got them from a fan for free, and those are good enough. Those are good enough for me.
Yeah, those are good. I sent them to Gio because he's done so much work for this channel and the Omnicat channel.
It's definitely a great run all the way through. The ending's definitely not as good as the rest of it, but it's still solid. Like
right
up in with the Darwin Cook and Cameron Stewart stuff, that's by far the best. And then the final trade is good, not great, but it's still worth the read though.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And we need more Slam Bradley. That's the one thing I want, DC. Just give me a Slam Bradley miniseries by Tom King. That's all I want.
Oh, by Tom King, that'd be great.
Or Chip Zdarsky. That would also be great.
Avasatani, is he spoiling what might be one of your books of the year so far?
Have you even read it yet?
I haven't. How have
you not read that yet?
Because
dude, come on. That's a no-brainer.
Here's the issue. I'm feeling better, so I've been given more things to do around the house.
Here's the problem, Jess. You need to be better, but not act better.
I feel good, but Patty, I feel terrible today.
Then she leaves and you do the risky business dance. Also, Top Gun Maverick, one of the best movies I've seen in a long time. That movie was crazy good. Everyone should go see that movie. Awesome.
Right.
Speaking of Tom Cruise.
Speaking of Tom Cruise. Okay. Are you guys watching Aquaman 2 when it comes out? I asked because of the controversy. If it's good, I'll watch it. If it's not good.
Here's the thing about this kind of stuff. Like, movies are such a collaborative thing. Just because one person is a horrible human being doesn't mean I can't enjoy the rest of the movie. That's just my personal opinion. If you feel differently, totally feel that way. But Amber Heard's such a small cog in this huge machine that I don't think it's fair to the rest of the cast and the crew to punish them just because of one person. That's my personal opinion.
I agree with that. And DC's got its hands full with Flashpoint.
Oof, I think Ezra Miller might be the one that's more like...
That's the more controversial thing to me.
He's definitely not getting any more movies after this. But
I'd be surprised if he got anything anywhere. I don't know that he could get commercial work selling dog food. I mean, that guy's just
like here's another example.
Responsible.
Like Kevin Spacey, horrible. Things he did were horrible. I could still watch The Usual Suspects and enjoy it. I could still watch LA Confidential. These are all big cast movies. and there's other people who were great actors and good people. I just think movies are such a collaborative effort. I don't think I have to just skip a whole movie because one person's in it that did something that's terrible. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. And there's a wide variety of opinions out there about things, media, any kind of media we can consume, because nowadays we find out everything right away almost, or soon after something happens. Whereas, growing up, well, not even growing up, but like in the 80s and early 90s, I could go to a Woody Allen movie and not feel horrible about myself. But now, can I watch? I mean, that's a conflict I have. Can I really watch a Woody Allen movie?
Roman Polanski, that's another example.
Oh yeah, Roman Polanski. No, I will not see it. I drew the line there.
But could you
Why
watch?
I haven't
could
drawn
you watch,
the line.
But could you watch Chinatown though?
Oh, well, I can watch Chinatown.
So that's the other thing where people, I can't watch anything that they've done. But then it's like, okay, well, some people draw the line. I can't watch new things that they've done.
Right.
So this is the reason why I'm saying it. Everyone has a different line, and if we just respect each other's decisions, then we're all good. Just if you can't watch any of these stuff by these people, I totally understand.
Yeah.
And you can't do it. But just don't get mad at us or say that we're not good people because we decided to do something different. That's where I get annoyed.
Yeah, same with comic book writers or illustrators that may be controversial. Depending on what, it depends on a lot of things with all these things. So, everybody has to make their own choice, and everybody needs to respect everybody else's choice. As long as you personally aren't hurting anybody, I'm fine with you doing whatever you want to do. Hello there, says Jess Omer hasn't played Spider-Man PS4 yet, and that is a sin. Please tell me you guys have played it. He's finished it, and I'm in the first quarter of it.
I finished it the weekend it came out. How many years ago? 4 years ago? 3 years ago? I think it was 4 years ago. I remember that weekend. That was the last weekend. I was by myself for an entire weekend. That was before my kids were born. And my wife went away to New York with her friends. And all I did that entire weekend was play Spider-Man. And it was awesome. That's like all I did. I went to work and I played Spider-Man. That was all I did the entire weekend. I didn't even move, basically. It was like the best weekend. It was so much fun.
Was it as fun as the week I visited you?
Probably not. I don't know. But
I don't know. It's probably the right.
You know how it is when you're just by yourself and you kind of just do your own thing because it rarely ever happens.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where I don't think I could do like a week or two like you do. I think I would get like kind of bored or like I would just kind of miss my wife. And not say anything bad about you at all. That's just me personally. I think a weekend is perfect amount of time to be by yourself. After that, I get a little bit bored. But a weekend, I would love to have that again at some point. In 20 years from now, probably.
Hayden's apologizing. You don't need to apologize, Hayden. We love you whenever you get a chance to watch.
Well, Jess, do you want to get to some of our picks? Make sure we get there, and then we'll come back to the chat, or we can answer chats as we go throughout our picks.
Okay, wait. I'm going to catch up, and then we will. I just can't do anything that a horrible person would profit from. Totally respect that. Grant Gustin isn't a good actor. Somebody must have been suggesting that he fill in. I liked him in Flash. I also liked him in the amazing what was that show, Glee, when they did the rendition of Smooth Criminal. He was awesome in that, although I don't buy for a minute that was his singing voice. But let's see, blah blah blah. Yeah, okay. I want to agree, but struggle to watch Woody Allen films nowadays. Yeah, the last one I saw was Midnight in Paris. I felt I watched it on, I don't know, cable or whatever streaming I have now, and it was great. And I struggled with that. Okay. We'll read Next Imaginauts, and it better be 1, 2. If it turns out to be 3, 4, then I'm not going to read it. So we'll wait for. No, go ahead and tell me what your favorite book is, and we'll work Next Imaginaut in. What are some of the favorite books
Should I go like from I did my top 5. Should I go like from 5 to 1 or from 1 to 5?
Oh, I think you can do whatever you want. I'm just gonna say
I'll just do random order. How about that?
I don't even have my books with me, so
it's hard to believe that Jess hasn't read this yet, but I mean, come on, this obviously is one of my favorites of the year.
Yeah.
I don't even want to take it out because it's so huge and it's going to be annoying to open it up, but I guarantee it's an awesome book with awesome art, really good story by Sean Phillips and Ed Brubaker too, with Grofeld, who's a friend of Parker. So this is definitely a must read for anyone who's a crime fan. If you're a Darwin Cook fan, if you're basically just buy this. Like, come on, like why wouldn't you buy this? You really have to. It's definitely worthy of the first Martini edition, even though I can't display them on my shelves because they're way too big. So I got to figure out something. Got to figure out where to put them.
Buzzguzz and I are reading that and Ghost in You for our next Crime Corner. I don't mean to stab you in the heart with your replacement for Crime Corner. Is that your next book? That's great.
Yeah, this is also a great read. I'll say this, and I don't mean this to sound like this is a bad book. This is probably my least favorite of all the Reckless books so far, but that's like saying they're all A books. I'm not saying it's bad. It's really good, but I think it's probably my least favorite, but still fantastic. I mean, it's obviously one of my favorite books of the year so far, so obviously I really enjoyed it. Something that's really cool about this, Jeff, it's all centered around Anna, his sidekick. And the cool thing is, while she's solving a mystery back home, Ethan is solving a mystery in San Francisco that's going to be the center of next book. So the next book is going to be going concurrently with this book. So you'll see what Ethan was doing while Anna was solving her own case.
Oh.
And so it's really, really good. It's almost like a ghost story mixed with a murder mystery. Don't want to say any more to spoil it for Jess, but definitely a must buy for anyone who's a fan of the Reckless series or Brubaker and Phillips. Again, this is definitely a must buy. And again, don't take me saying it's my least favorite by saying it's bad. It's hard to pick a favorite among all these books because they're all fantastic. They're all A+ material. So they're really good stuff.
That and Parker are out into my immediate read pile.
That's definitely where it belongs.
Okay, wait. Let me see these thoughts of Next Imaginot. For what it's worth, I really don't think you're missing out on anything boycotting Polanski at this stage. Like Woody Allen, whom I also adamantly refuse to support, Polanski has seemed for some time now to be utterly psychologically ruined by the weight of his guilt, untreated trauma, and pathological narcissism, and devoid of directing anything other than mediocre stage adaptations. Well said.
Yeah, I don't think either of them are really making their best work right now anyway. So I don't think we're really missing very much by skipping it.
John Mooney alerted me to this shirt, which arrived this week.
Oh, nice.
And I will be wearing it. It's Adam West, if you can see. Wait, I'll highlight myself just a sec. Wait, let me get rid of your statement, John. Thank you for suggesting this. This is a fabulous Adam West Batman t-shirt, and it did arrive this week. Thank you for hipping me to it on eBay. It was from the UK. It was not expensive, and it did not have problematic shipping, so it was a good buy. Let me just address this one about controversial writers. It's hard for me to unlike the work of Warren Ellis that I've read and loved. There's two writers, Brian Wood and Warren Ellis, that have gotten in trouble before. Brian Wood has apparently completed his therapy and mea culpas and has whatever work he needed to do on himself. He has now ingratiated himself back into the active comic book industry. My understanding is that Warren Ellis is now in the middle of therapy, learning what it is he did wrong, trying to make a complete change in his life. And I think he's on the verge of, maybe not this year, but maybe next year, getting back into the comic community. I don't know who makes these judgments that they're allowed back in, but I Warren Ellis is one of my favorite writers. I know Taylor loves him too.
My top 5, yeah.
Yeah. And to me, and this is just me, the fact that he's actively working on himself, trying to improve and feel genuine regret and sorrow and empathy for the pain he caused. What else can he do? I mean, if his victims are willing to forgive him, and people are willing to forgive him, then it's possible, I think, he makes a recovery. If he was a jerk about it, which he's not being, then he'd be a pariah. But I don't think he's being like that. I think he's trying to better himself and get better and apologize and sincerely improve. So perhaps we'll see Ellis make a comeback the way Brian Wood has. Brian Wood was a serial sexual harasser, and if he can come back, I don't see why Warren Ellis can't come back. Those are my opinions only. You may have a different opinion, and you are entitled to it. I'm talking about everybody out there watching it, but don't hassle me for my opinion. Let's see. Oh, I knew you were going to do it. 3 out of 3. When you say 1 out of 2, you have to stick to 2.
Next imagine not just one comment. Just one comment. No 1 out of 3, no 10 out of 10.
When it starts 1 out of 2, it's not fair to go 3 out of 3.
Peace and love, but just do one comment because it gets buried, it gets lost, and it's a lot easier to do one comment.
I do love it, though. Or twisted narcissistic reaffirmation of his own internal discord and misogyny. Nice.
So, Jess, what's some of your picks already?
Well, we're still talking about my t-shirt. Thank you. Thank you, John, for suggesting it. I appreciate it a lot. Hey, guys, I hope they make an oversized hardcover for the Reckless series.
Even if they do, I'll buy it, but I'm still going to keep these because it's like an old crime series from the 70s. I just love the look of these books.
Yeah.
I'll still keep these probably.
Cycle is yelling, a full opinion on Ghost in You should be withheld until its companion comes out. No, that's not the way it works here. When we
Your full opinion about my opinion should be withheld until I tell you can give them.
Well said. Wait, Tyler had something. At the end of the day, enjoying a problematic creator's work is a personal decision. I think discussions on ethics really begin when it comes to supporting problematic creators. Okay.
And that's the last we'll talk of that tonight.
Yeah.
Forget it.
Yeah, that's it. Everything all done later.
Here's Taylor. Talk about comics, man.
Yeah, Taylor talks comics. Jess, I can't stay long and watch later. I'm on Mackinac Island. Guess my avatar. That's Fire Breather Lad or somebody. He's on a Legion of Superhero kicks. Yeah, Mackinac Island is really boss in the summer. There's no cars allowed. It's all horse-drawn carriages or bicycles. So comic books and comic books only is what we're talking about. I don't have them in front of me. I do have one book in front of me that I loved, and that's Decorum by Jonathan Hickman. This is the Hickmaniest Hickman that's ever been Hickmaned. I mean, it starts out.
I think I'm the reason why you read this pretty quickly, I think.
Right? You are. I read it immediately as soon as I got it because you said to read it. Charts, lots of graphs.
I can definitely see why people wouldn't like this book. I'll put it that way.
What?
I think, like you said, it's the most Hickmanist Hickman book.
Well, it is very.
Some people who are turned off by the graphs and the charts and stuff like that might be annoyed by it. But if you love Hickman, you'll love this book.
It's a great space opera where the universe's greatest assassin starts to help a sort of scruffy courier and brings her to the assassin school that trained the great assassin. And did you think this looked like Prince Charles, her husband?
I didn't think of that. No, I'm not a big Royals guy. I don't really pay attention that much, so I don't really.
You don't know who you have to know what Prince Charles.
I know what they look like, but I don't think about them very much.
Well, okay. The art is great. The story is great. What she goes through in her training, they take them, welcome killers. She takes them to the assassin school where she's the least qualified. The courier is the least qualified assassin. And she gets turned into, and look at this art. Gosh, it's so gorgeous. And I can't even explain the sisters of the traveling Messiah egg or whatever they were. I'll do a full review on this book later. But this is one of my favorite books so far of 2022. It is very Hickman-y, but it's not like it doesn't have a story in there. You just have to follow the graphs. They're informational. They help put things in perspective. And it's a beautiful hardcover that I love.
There's going to be more, which I didn't know that until the very end.
It ends open-ended. So
that's not really a spoiler. It says at the end it'll return, basically. I don't know if much of a spoiler. We're not saying what happened. The interesting thing about this book is that for most of it, you're like, are these two storylines going to intersect at some point?
Yeah.
Because they're both very different. One's funny, one's lighthearted, one's action-packed, and one's very sci-fi-esque, really philosophical, really deep, very strange, and they both intersect by the end. So I just want to say that to people who are reading it, like, what's going on? Why are these two random stories happening at the same time? They do come together at the end. Kind of like a Seinfeld episode. Everything comes together at the end.
That is my personal favorite by Brubaker, Andrew Nutt.
And Sean Phillips and Brubaker said they want to return to the world of the Fade Out at some point.
Ooh. I got to start subscribing to that newsletter.
I really like it. It's like once a month, maybe twice a month. It's really informative stuff.
Yeah.
Helps keep you up to date on our favorite creators.
So the other book that I've made videos on, there's two books that were my favorite books. You can check them out in my library. I don't have them here on hand, but Barbaric was one, and the other was The Many Deaths of Leila Starr. Barbaric is awesome. I can't wait to read more of it. It is about a barbarian who enjoys killing people, attacking villages, taking the women, wine and song and dance and gluttonous behavior. And he gets cursed with an axe, a talking axe that drinks blood, to only do good with the axe. He gets a curse. And so now he has to do only good things with the axe. So he's murdering the bad guys, and he gets a sidekick who's was about to be hung as a witch. And it turns out she is a witch, and she has special powers. I only read the first, I think, 5 issues in the trade paperback. I can't wait to read more. It is hilarious. The axe is a talking axe, and it says the funniest things, especially as it's drinking the blood of the vanquished bad guys. Barbaric is a rollicking great time. Many Deaths of Leila Starr, it could not be more different. It is based on the Hindu religion from Ram V and set in Mumbai, although it starts out in Hindu, for lack of a better word, heaven. I don't know, and I don't need to know where Hindus think you go, but it's the gods are personified, and Death finds out she's out of a job because some newborn kid on Earth is destined to create immortality, and Death is out of a job, and she's kicked out of the ruling class of gods and sent to Earth, where she inhabits the body of the recently deceased Leila Starr. And she asks to be sent to the time when the baby is born. Her idea is she's going to kill the kid who invents immortality. Instead, she finds out she can't do it. I don't want to give away too much, but people have, including myself, have compared it to Day Tripper. I thought this was the perfect length. And there's an even, it's told from different vantage points. There's even one issue that's told from the point of a cigarette that's being smoked. Leila Starr meets the kid, man, old man at various points in his life, who is destined to create immortality. They develop a bit of a relationship. It's deeply spiritually interesting. It tackles all the big issues, life, death that gives its meaning to life. Ram V's written a lot of great books. I think this is his best book, which is saying a lot. It's deeply thoughtful, has a lot of interesting humor, but also many great observations about the human condition. I don't see how this book gets bumped from my #1 spot for the year. I look forward to that book that bumps it from the #1 spot. And I was looking on Goodreads to some of my I don't do reviews really. I don't have the time to type in,
Yeah, people have like long dissertations and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just don't want to. I want to enjoy the read and just mark it down and to give it a star rating and then move on.
Yeah, if I do a review, it's going to be at most 2 sentences. But I mean, this was 5 stars for me, and I went to my review to see if I said anything profound, and I did not, of course. But I followed some other people's reviews, and I think it just shows how diverse and different people are. There were a lot of people that didn't dig it. There were a lot of 2-star, 3-star, 1-star reviews. Some people didn't dig it. I don't think those people grasped what greatness they held in their hands, in my opinion. I'm not saying those people are wrong, but those people were wrong.
I think some people just come to comics or to novels just for entertainment. And yes, entertainment's the #1 reason why we should read things. and I want to be entertained when I watch a movie. I want to be entertained when I read a book. And when things are maybe a little bit slower, a little bit different, and like they have something to say, that annoys people. Some people, not everybody. I think everyone just comes to different things for different reasons. So I think sometimes when books have a message or they have a point to it, people get kind of annoyed by it.
Right on, Prisco.
But a book that I really love that had some things to say, Jess, this is one of your recommendations, The Flintstones Deluxe. I'm surprised you didn't upgrade to this. I'm not saying you should have upgraded, just saying. I thought you would upgrade.
Hey, peace and love. I have to draw the line somewhere.
I'm
series, trying not to upgrade.
As the minister of comics, I love theology. I love philosophy, and this book is chock full of that. I can't think of an issue that this book doesn't tackle in some way. It tackles poverty. It tackles capitalism. It really captures like everything in our modern society.
Animal abuse. It's got animal abuse.
Like they really look at how the animals in the Flintstones are really slaves and how they're treated as objects instead of actual living creatures.
Right.
And that was really interesting. It talks about Fred's PTSD from the war and Barney as well. I give this book a 10 out of 10. Fantastic. Everyone should read this book. I can't believe a Flintstones comic is this good. It's just hard to believe. It's the same with Top Gun for me. How is Top Gun Maverick such a good movie? The first movie was a great 80s movie. This is a great film. It's same with Flintstones. This is a cartoon from the 60s. How is it such a great theological, philosophical comic? It's just crazy that it's so good. Mark Russell really made a comic that's so much better than it has any right to be. And this is a book that everyone, I think, would enjoy. Well, that's not true. A lot of people who hate Leila Starr will probably hate this. But if you like to think while you read comics, too, this is a good book. I'll put it that way. Another one.
Cleveland, one of the best Sebastian. Shut up. Don't start with that. It's books we read this year. Cut it out.
This book is just pure entertainment, and that is Beta Ray Bill.
Oh, yeah. That was so good.
Daniel Warren Johnson is just unbelievable. I knew nothing about Beta Ray Bill, except he was a horse-faced Thor. That's literally all I knew. And that's kind of the basis of this book, that he's trapped in this form and he feels ugly. He feels like he's separated from everybody else. There's a woman he wants to be with who can't get past his face. And so he goes on a journey to transform himself, and it turns into a journey of self-acceptance. And it's a really beautiful story with a lot of eye-popping visuals. Daniel Warren Johnson is one of the best artists working today. So many awesome, epic action scenes that I think everyone will enjoy. This is definitely a crowd pleaser. If you don't enjoy this book, Like Jess says, do you like comics? I don't think so.
I love that book. Yeah, and I read that book because of your recommendation. That was a great book.
Well, here's the thing. The reason why I almost didn't read it because it sounded like it was like a part of King in Black. It's almost like it's barely even attached to it at all. The first like 10 pages, it kind of spins out of King in Black, but it has nothing to do with it otherwise.
Okay.
So don't let that hold you back, because that was one thing I was like, oh, well, I don't really want to read it if it's going to be a part of this event. Just read it blind. You'll be fine.
Here's Bavarian Rev. Whoops, they're super laugh hard. Hi everyone, to Bavarian Rev. I'm not. Stop being. Don't make nonsense, Cycle Cleveland.
Oh, Cycle already stole my book of the year. That jerk.
Crazy cat.
Your favorite. Or is either that or Goiter. I can't tell which one was my favorite. I don't know which one was my favorite. That or Goiter.
Let's see. Somebody said, oh yeah, Prisco. I have May's book coming and I will read it. It's going to go to the immediate read stack. It hit me personally really hard. And somebody else brought up Primordial, which I also, Lars did. May's book and Primordial. That's another Jeff Lemire book that I want to read. Well, I know I meant to click on the guy above you. I nothing against you. Laugh hard. No. Stay. Let's see. Okay, I've done 3. I have a surprise book that I just did a hidden gems about. The more I think about the book, the more I like it. Minky Woodcock, the girl who electrified Tesla.
What a name.
I know.
That's like Herbie Popnecker. So Pat Fury.
Cynthia Von Buller, who is a performance artist and wrote and illustrated this. And in the first book, The Girl Who Handcuffed Houdini, it's set in the 20s, and she is her dad. She's a flapper with a drinking problem. Her dad has a private investigative service, but he's off doing something else, and so Minky ends up taking over in The Girl who handcuffed Houdini. This one's set in the 40s, where she, I think Cynthia Von Buller does a really good job of working in existing famous people like Nikola Tesla, Josephine Baker. She's hired to find out if Nikola Tesla has actually developed a death ray. She finds out more about the people who hired her. There are Nazis involved. Nikola Tesla is here, seen with Minky feeding pigeons in the park. She gets to know him and becomes friends with him. There is nudity in this. Minky sleeps with whoever she wants and kicks the ass of anybody that tries to make untoward advances toward her. Has to be on her terms, but it's okay. Wait, I can't show that. Yeah, there's sex and naked sex in it, but she's also got a brother that appears on Broadway. Talks about how Thomas Edison and General Electric jacked Tesla out of his proper rights to his alternating current. And it's a great mystery that Minky Woodcock goes on to solve. It's not a straight line. There's a lot of things that go out into places that get tied up at the end and really well. I found, oh nope, can't show that. Yeah, so her art takes a little getting used to, but she can in fact draw and write. And I found this to be a great it's a hard case crime novel. What was the one that you told me to read that we liked so much?
Wait, comic or?
I know it was a hard case crime book, but I think we read it on Hoopla.
I can't remember. Oh, Normandy Gold.
Normandy Gold. Okay. Yeah. So these books, these hard case crime books are really good. If you're interested in crime.
And great novels, too. If you want to read the novel side, there's a book called 5 Decembers. It's one of the best crime novels I've read in a while. Jessica.
Boring. I can't read novels anymore, probably.
But just saying, they have a lot of great novels, too, by great writers like Lawrence Block and Donald Westlake, a.k.a. Richard Stark. They publish a lot of their old stuff. It's
nice.
a great crime imprint.
So that was my fourth choice. And I'll have to go to my Goodreads to see what else I gave 5 stars.
It'll be interesting to see what our top 5, if it's the same at the end of the year, or if there's something we add to the rest of the list later, or what gets bumped. That's why I want to have a top 5, so we can see what gets bumped by the end of the year, if anything does get bumped.
Yeah.
These will all be hard things to bump for me. My last one, this is the part of this run that I heard people say they didn't enjoy and it wasn't great, and so I went into it with trepidation. And I realized yet again, read things and watch things before you form your opinions, because I don't understand the criticisms for this book. And that is X of Swords by Jonathan Hickman and Company. This was my favorite part of the entire Hickman run.
I love that book.
The Swords tournament was awesome. It was fantastic. It was amazing. I mean, this book is just fantastic. I mean, I think it starts out maybe a little bit. I don't know. I wouldn't say it's bad in the beginning. It's good in the beginning. But it really kicks off when they get to the tournament and everything.
Yeah, and the tournament is not what you think the tournament's going to be. It's such
awesome.
A great surprise.
I love this book so much. This is amazing stuff.
Yeah. Let me see. Did I read? I'm almost positive I read that this year.
And why? I mean, I don't know why this isn't an omnibus, but okay, it's definitely an omnibus size.
Yeah.
It's interesting. But I love this cover too. I love the Mark Brooks covers. But I think my favorite parts of the run are definitely this and House of X and Powers of 10. Those are the highlights. I like the Hickman omnibus. I really enjoyed it. I think the only hard thing for people like me who just read the Hickman stuff, it was a lot of these plot points were solved in other books. So he'll set up interesting characters, interesting arcs, but they're not fulfilled in this book. But it's still a fun read. And Inferno, I again enjoyed. But you can tell Hickman had so much more he wanted to do that was left on the table because they wanted to continue with this era and he wasn't able to finish the story in the way he wanted to. So the entire run was great. I loved it. But X of Swords is definitely the highlight for me.
Nice.
I read this huge chonky book in like a day. That's really good for a dad like me of 2 young kids.
Okay, let's see. I started out, the first book I read was Phantom X Max, which got 1 star from me.
That's my fault.
That was awful.
All I did was hold it out to you and say, Jess, it's Phantom X. Do you want it? And you said yes. So
well, yeah,
I feel
it was
partly responsible.
It was I mean, I bought it, but it was Phantom X Max, and I thought, great character. It's Max, so it's going to be uncensored, unfiltered, and it was dull as dishwater. I was super disappointed. Let me say that I will say I don't see Black Widow by Kelly Thompson in here.
Did you read the final trade yet?
No.
I think
that might be why I'm waiting to put it in here.
I think what I heard from people, it's kind of like the Kate Bishop series where it's like it has to be wrapped up so quick. Like, because she got canceled.
Ugh.
That's the part, because I love the Kate Bishop series. That final trade was so frustrating because you're like, oh, she had to rush everything, and just, you know what I mean? It's not her fault at all. I don't blame Kelly Thompson at all. No. It's just a bummer when you see such interesting plot threads and characters like rush to the finish line because the book was canceled.
I'll throw out some other picks. I loved Black Widow by Kelly Thompson. I loved Captain Marvel by Kelly Thompson, and I loved Black Cat by Jeb McKay. I also loved by Mark Russell. Lost my challenge. What's going on here? Not All Robots by Mark Russell. That was great because it's about a futuristic society where robots have taken over. Humans just lead lives of leisure. But this one family has a robot that hates them. And it's an excellent Mark Russell does a great job at looking at society and writing satirical books about society, if it's in the future or if it's now or if it's in the past, like the Flintstones. So I like that. Astro City Metro book came out. That is definitely a 5-star book. I didn't get it because I have all Astro City in standard hardcover, and I'm not letting go of those. But for those of you out there who haven't read Astro City, Metro Book 1 is the one to get. And this is I know this was last year, but I finally got to Something Is Killing the Children, Book 1. And that was 5 stars. I love that.
Did I read that this year?
I feel like you read it last year. I think it was a top book of yours for last.
Yeah, I think you're right, because I don't think that was. Man, this year's going by so quick. It's hard to even remember. I'm pretty sure you're right.
Yeah, and another 5-star one was Superman Red and Blue, which was an anthology that have you read that yet? Because it's got a story by Daniel Warren Johnson in it.
The anthology series are tough for me.
But this is different because every single story was at least excellent to fantastic. And
I'll
Daniel
definitely
Warren
hoopla it
Johnson
first.
has a story.
I'll hoopla it soon.
Okay, good.
I want to buy it. The anthologies for me are just hard to sink my teeth into.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of times it turns out, typically, and not always, it's usually like 2 or 3 great stories, a bunch of mediocre stories, and a bad one or 2.
Yeah.
How do you think this year's been for you so far? Because I feel like I've read several 5-star books, a lot of 4-star books, but also a lot of 3 and 3-star books, some 2 stars and rarely 1 star. So it's been decent across the board. It's been a mixture for me.
Well, starting out the year, I had nowhere to go but up with Phantom X Mess. Phantom Mess Max. I've read a lot of good books. I have a lot of 4 stars and a few 5 stars.
We're trying to be careful of the 5 stars this year. We're trying to 4 stars is still for me, 1 star is bad, just really bad.
Yeah.
2 is just no, not there. 3 is good. I think 3 is the one where it's like, okay, it's a good read. It's solid. 4 is great. 5 is outstanding, amazing, awesome. That's how I view it, at least.
Right. Same with me. I haven't read. This is just me. I haven't read a lot of 3 stars books. I've gotten lucky and picked a lot of 4 and 5s. I don't know that I've read any 2s. But I've gotten lucky where the majority of books that I've read, I think, are 4 stars, where I got great enjoyment out of reading them. And then the 5-star books are going to be the ones that make my top 10.
I think the reason why I have some 2s and 1s is because I've been reading Hoopla a lot the past year. Hoopla is my testing grounds.
Yeah. Okay.
When you do that, you find books you're not going to like.
Yeah.
But some other books, some other runs I read this year that I really enjoyed. They're not my top 5, but I really enjoyed the Venom run by Donny Cates. I finished that.
Okay.
The Dr. Aphra I just read is also really good. So they're not my top 5, but they're really good reads.
Yeah.
Those are other things I want to mention.
Well, we're losing viewers, so I think we should go on a tangent.
Well, I have 4 minutes left.
4 minutes left. Get your tangent questions in.
But Jess, we'll have to revisit our list in December, see what stuck, and see what had to be pushed out for other books to fill them. So we'll see what we come up with at the end of this year.
Yeah, The Girl Who Electrified Tesla was actually a 4-star book. But it was right here.
So of all the ones that could get pushed off the list, it's probably that one.
Possibly, yeah.
Okay. I can't decide what would be pushed off my list.
I have a ton of 4-star books on Goodreads. The majority of them are 4 stars.
You know what? The Ghost in You might be pushed out by the next Reckless book for me. Who knows?
Oh, okay.
So who knows? Again, I loved it. Great book. I don't want anyone to think that I said it's bad. I mean, it's obviously in my top 5, so I obviously think it's great.
Yeah. And a lot of these books can be found at organicpricebooks.com, where my code is Omnidog for $2 off your order, and 5% off actually can save you a lot of money if you ship 3 or more books together using Omnidog Ship It Together. So think about that and get back to me. Or don't get back to me. Just go use my code. Here, Thiago Thigpad has a question for you.
It's really annoying to get to. I can't remember how I even signed up for it. I remember that Brubaker said, I didn't make this easier to sign up for. I'm trying to figure out how I even signed up for it. I don't even remember. I have to look it up and see how I don't even remember how I got there.
Yeah, you need to send it to me so I can subscribe.
I'll see if I can send it to you, Jess, and for our next show, I'll try to make sure I bring it to see if I can put it in the chat for people to get there.
Okay.
It's not the easiest thing to sign up for because Ed Brubaker doesn't have any social media presence at all. So it's not like he has it. Because if he had a social media presence on his Twitter or his Instagram, he could just put it like in the bio. But
yeah,
so it's kind of annoying to get to.
Why do Americans generally struggle with anthologies? Because they suck here. That's why.
But here's the thing. I think that anthologies and comics especially are difficult because you have such short page count for them. Whereas at least like a short story book, like a Stephen King short story book, there's more pages to give time to the story. Or if there's like an anthology TV show with this one season being one story, that's more time that you get with these characters. I find with anthologies and comics, you get like 5 pages to get invested in these people. And I don't really care about them yet. So it's hard for me with comics because comics has the least amount of real estate of any medium. Video games, movies, it's the one that has that's why it's hard to get connected to comic characters sometimes because you have the least amount of time with them.
Well, I stand by my 5 stars on Superman Red and Blue, and there were at least 2 stories that I genuinely cried at.
Well, I'll definitely read it on Hoopla for sure, and I'll just figure out if I want to buy it or not, but I'll definitely read it soon.
And if you don't like it, you are dead to me. That's fine.
All right. I just won't talk to you anymore if it ends up.
That's probably good.
All right. So if I don't talk to you anymore, just assume that's why.
Okay. Jess, do you have a favorite novel? Not comic related. I used to read before I got involved in having my own YouTube channel, and all you vultures out there constantly requiring content. Sorry. I really liked, let me think here. I think one of the last books I finished. I'm going to look it up on Amazon and I'll tell you what it was. It's No, wait, what? How am I wrecking Amazon? What happened there? No. What's wrong with you?
Well, Jess, I need to get going. Do you want to just answer some questions for a little bit while I step out?
I can. Where can they find you, Minister of Comics?
You can find me at Minister of Comics on Instagram, where I'm not posting as much as I used to, but I'm still posting reviews, posting hauls, and posting some other stuff as well. So come and follow me there. Thanks, everybody, for joining us, and we'll see where our list stands in December.
Nice. Right, peace and love. Good to see you, buddy.
See ya.
Mark Spector, Kill Rock was great. I loved Kill Rock. I don't want to kill Rock. He's fine. Kill Rock was great. Not All Robots is the book by Mark Russell, and it is awesome. I'm still trying to figure out what the name of the book, because I only remember the second book that I read by this author. Oh, no. Oh, this sucks. I wonder if I can go. Okay, wait. I'll go to my purchases, home. It's harder. This Alexa, I'm not Alexa, but your orders. Okay, let me search in my orders. Search all orders. Not from recently. I need to filter this out. Past 3 months. No, it's going to be ever. Come on. I'm sorry. Just wait. Past 3 months. Filter. That's been 2020. How about Forever? 2017. I think that I can apply that because I think that's when I bought it. What a freaking thing this is. Filter me, buddy. Why'd you ask that question, John? Your orders, filter, 2017, apply. Okay, search all orders. Ew, I bought some crappy crap. Let's see if I bought this book. Search all orders. Dead air. I know. Hang on. Oh, no. I changed my mind. I changed my mind. It's Some Kind of Fairy Tale by Graham Joyce. There it is. I changed my mind. Some Kind of Fairy Tale by Graham Joyce. That Graham Joyce writes amazingly interesting, set in our world fantasies. That Some Kind of Fairy Tale is brilliant. A girl goes missing. She's not seen for 20 years. Her boyfriend is a suspect. Her parents are suspects. She shows up 20 years later. She's been lost in the land of Fae. And the whole book is amazing. The Tooth Fairy by Graham Joyce is awesome. Graham Joyce is just a great writer. That is what I am talking about. Anything by Graham Joyce is great. Boom. There you go. Oh, thank you. The Kamaji, $5. Australia. Hey, Jess, I caught you live for once. Thanks for all the entertainment. You are a gem. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. And let's see. Wait. Sorry, I missed blah. And wait. Card. Wait. Next Imagina. Okay, I'll give you a chance. 1 out of 2, not 3. Brubaker also keeps an extremely low profile from the style and never attends comic events, always wears, minus the hat, nondescript but tasteful clothes, and always is the first out of the movies he attends. Okay. Yes, I believe he's a British author. They are set in the UK. Graham Joyce is the person you need to be reading. I really like Russell's Red Sonja. That is good. Jess, I Facebook Messengered the Brubaker link. Thank you, buddy. So pumped for the Thunderbolts movie. I would just like to get the second Omni of the Thunderbolts. Riley Moore, the Omnibus Collector, has completely sold me on Thunderbolts, the concept. There's going to be like 5 Omnis of them. And I haven't read Kurt Busiek's Thunderbolts yet, but I'm excited for it. So I am looking forward to it. And yeah, Dark Horse Presents. Whoops, where'd that go? Dark Horse Presents had was a good anthology. You'll be happy to know it's 2:35 a.m. in Scotland. Or is it 2:35 p.m. in Scotland? You're on Sunday there, right? Thanks for the peace and love. Good night, Jess. Thank you, Super Laugh Hard. I can give everybody 5 more minutes. This is the warning. Peace and love. 5 more minutes. Who has any questions, opinions they want to share, opinions of mine they want to hear, books that I can recommend? You have 5 minutes. And if I don't get anything, it's 2:35 a.m. Thanks for staying up late, Super Laugh Hard. Do you have a date when Crime Corner will be back? We do. June 26th, the last Sunday of this month, when we will be reviewing The Ghost in You and the aforementioned Parker super huge book. Your favorite Stephen King story? I've only read the Dark Tower series. That's the only thing I've ever read by him. Oh, I think I read Cujo when I was in high school. And I've always wanted a little corgi that I named Cujo. I always wanted that. But I loved the Dark Tower series. That's all I've read by him. Stop calling me that, Colt 45. Do you like Criminal or Reckless better? You always come up with these, and I'm starting to resent you for it, but I will say, Criminal's pretty brutal. So I'm going to say so far, I like Reckless a little better. What's your favorite Daredevil run? I like Mark Waid. I've read all of Daredevil up through Mark Waid's, starting with Frank Miller. Yes, Frank Miller's classic, and I love it, but I loved Daredevil's run by Mark Waid. Jess, have you been reading TMNT? I picked up the first 2 IDW collections and I'm now addicted. Sazmurph, I have 1 through 13. I've read 1 through 9, and I used to review them with Tyler Blunt. Tyler, I believe, has now moved on to toys more than he's reading TMNT. I may have to review 10 through 13 by myself. Wasn't a TMNT. I had no knowledge of TMNT before these books. I love them. They are all great. If you like the first 2, wait until you hit 5. 5 through 9 so far have been amazing. 1 through 4 were good, but 5 is when the action and excitement and interesting stuff really kicks in. So, yes, get them all. Well, it is 1 hour later here. Started reading Wind and really enjoying it. I happen to have Wind right here. First one and the second one that's still in the cellophane. It's a sin I haven't read this yet because I loved this book. This, I bet, gets into my top 10. I'm going to hold this out so I can put it on the to be immediately read pile. Do you like Grant Morrison's Batman run? I just picked up the 3 Omnis. I do love it, but it does reference, he does pull a lot of stuff from the Silver Age, which is awesome. Where is it? I feel like for me, this is just for me, it was better for me to read Batman and Robin by Tomasi first and then go into Grant Morrison's run. It helped inform the run a little bit better, in my opinion. It's fantastic. He treats Batman under the concept of Bat God. It's a whole thing that Grant Morrison came up with. Highly readable, very interesting. If you can find your hands on the Black Case book, where is that? The Black Case book is the Silver Age stories that Grant Morrison used to inform his run. Not necessary, and it's out of print, so maybe it's on Comixology or something. But it helps just to read the original stories. It's not necessary, though. He puts his spin on those particular Silver Age stories. And quite frankly, only a person like me who grew up with the Silver Age really digs those Silver Age stories. But it's interesting to see how he works those in to his Batman run. I love it. Whoops, I'm a little bit behind. Daredevil, IDT, 1 hour late, Grant Morrison. You should read The Long Walk. Short but brilliant. Is that a novel? Novel? What is it? What great runs of Thor can you recommend? Love Thor in the MCU. I'll be honest with you, Kenny. I know there's a lot of people out there who will tell you the Walt Simonson Thor run is great. I don't disagree with that. I sold it because I just didn't see myself rereading it again. The Jason Aaron Thor run has so far been my favorite. I think it has brilliant, interesting concepts. I love everything about it. I have not read War of the Realms yet. I just got volume 5, oversized hardcover of it, so I haven't finished it yet. But I loved everything about it, including the creation of Jane Foster Thor. So that's the one run I can recommend. Other people will say JMS Thor, Walt Simonson Thor, Matt Fraction Thor, somebody Thor. That's the one I would read. And I think that with Love and Thunder coming out, and I feel like concepts were pulled out of that run for the movie, especially Jane Foster as being the worthy one. I feel like you'd enjoy that the most. Oh, stop. 3 a.m. Thanks, John, for showing up. I appreciate it. Wait, Guzzbuzz. I can't find that First Wind hardcover anywhere. Yeah, I think it was a limited edition. I'll see if I have another copy because I did my typical thing where I ordered too many. I sent one to Kristen. If I can find it, I have a feeling it's somewhere in the Omni collection in the unfinished part of the basement, or maybe stuck in the soda fountain bar for things I was going to sell. I'd rather give it to you. So if I find it, Guzzbuzz, I will send it to you. Lars Gunderson. No, I have not. No, Drunk Omar was trying to get us to do his show, and I said I couldn't do it because I was doing Baturdays. Maybe you'll see it tonight at midnight. He'll be wasted. Hondalorian, love Baturdays. About to start work at the Fillmore SF in your hometown. Peace and love. The Fillmore, what a great place to work. Carmel was my hometown, but I love San Francisco. God bless you for working at the Fillmore. The Long Walk is also Stephen King, okay? Jason Aaron's run on Thor is fantastic. Love Gore the God Butcher, totally. Yeah, he's pulled from there too for this movie. Halfway through 1 Million Omnibus, JLL Omnibus. Should I read Gotham Central? Death of Superman is fine. It's good. Very of its time in the 90s. I pre-ordered it for the last time. I'm not selling this one. Gotham Central, read it. Rucka Brubaker, they take the day and the night shifts separately. They had a blast writing it together, and it shows. Gotham Central is one of my favorite things ever. Love Death of Superman, but Gotham Central is next level. No, I didn't say that. Stop it. Okay, buddy. Yeah, have the union call me. Now listen, I already said, maybe you weren't here in the beginning. I said peace and love. Peace and love. I am not taking any more recommendations for people. That said, if Anya Taylor-Joy is in it, I will read this. On the TV front, something new on HBO Max that you might want to investigate in the absence of a new Anya Taylor is Olivier Assayas's Irma Vep series with Alicia Vikander. I did read something about that. Where's the second part? Haven't sampled it myself yet, but it's supposedly, predictably, very good both on its own terms and as a reworking of his eponymous 1999 film and extremely erotic. Gotham Central is a true gem. Can't find Dixon's Nightwing when it's so expensive. Yeah, I collected it all when it wasn't expensive. I can't find East and West 3 for a decent price. eBay prices are ridiculous. I said at one time that Hickman said he was going to reprint them. That has since, I've had to reel that back in because somebody said he never said that. I just don't see why he wouldn't reprint it at least one time more, the whole thing. It's one of my all-time favorite things to read. I love East of West. I'm so sorry you haven't been able to find it, Rodimus, but it's truly brilliant. I feel like you should just wait. I don't have obviously any information, but I would just wait. Don't pay too much. I feel like that it just is in his best interest to put it out again. He needs money like the rest of us do. That thing will bring him in tons of dosh. So I'll call him. I'll call Jonathan Hickman and see what he's up to. No. I'm sorry, buddy. Maybe it can still available in trade paperback. I will look at her pictures on Instagram. East of West is such a perennial bestseller that I think it's guaranteed to return in either a new reprint or as an omnibus. Okay, good. Next Imaginaut, let's put it out into the universe and perhaps it will happen. I think this is a good way to end it. Good night. Peace and love. Thank you. Please go to organicbooks.com. Use my code Omnidog for $2 off. That information's all down below in the description. 5% off for shipping 3 or more books together. Omnidog exhibited together. So you can find me. What happened? Oh, I got rid of the chat. So I said, wait, let me get rid of that banner. Okay, boom. So peace and love, peace and love. Find me on Omnidog's Vault, Omnidogs_vault on Instagram. And now that I'm feeling better, I'll be putting out more videos. Check out my More Hidden Gems video that I just picked out, that I just did this week, where I show you some awesome books that are under the radar that you really need, like badly. Yes, I wouldn't tell you that if I didn't think you wouldn't enjoy them. I think you'll enjoy them. More Hidden Gems in my library. It just came out last week. Show me some love. Come on, show me some love. And hit the like button. Feel free to subscribe. Please comment. And I love everybody in the chat. I love Organic Price Books. Thank you to the people watching this afterwards. And here I am going to play us out with the Baturdays theme song, greatly written by Nate Burkholz and video put together by Gio. Peace and love. I love you all. You're well. I just think you're the greatest fans ever. Thank you so much. Peace and love.
Baturdays, Baturdays. Omnidog in the Minister of Comics. Talk forever, get right your ergonomics. Taking questions from the chat. With a name like that, you think they talk more about the facts. Baturdays, Baturdays,